All right, welcome everybody to the video. As promised, here are the answers for the 3 puzzles I put out. So first off, if you haven't seen them, I'll put a link to the set of 3 in the description, and I'll put it in a comment too. I highly encourage you, if you're into puzzles and trivia, that stuff, to go check it out before you see the answers. So with saying that, let's get right into it. So first off, when making these, it was hard to gauge the difficulty since, I was the person who came up with them. But I definitely thought there was 1 or 2 clues in each set that were easy. And if you got them, it made the rest of the ones a lot easier, and made everything make a lot of sense. As I go through the answers, maybe the light bulb comes on for you. But saying that, not really anybody got the answers to these. Puzzle number 1, somebody on TikTok actually got the answers, to shout out to that guy. And the rest of them, there's some good guesses. I'm not sure if people really got the way the clues and puzzles were supposed to be put together and solved, judging by some of the answers. I do know they are gettable because my guild in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, they were doing like a trivia night, so I threw the links to the puzzles in there, and they put their heads together and were able to figure out 2 of the 3. So I know they're doable, especially for like Star Wars fans who feel they know a lot about the franchise. So saying that, let's go through each puzzle. I'll give you the answer. We'll break down the clues, and then you can let me know in the comments if I'm completely off my rocker or if, it kind of makes sense what I'm saying here. So puzzle number 1. The first thing I think people got caught up with, in they thought it was supposed to be a character. In the instructions, it explicitly says real or character for name as the category. So it could be a real life person associated with Star Wars or a character. Okay. That was, not that that's a clue. That was supposed to be a clear instruction that I think some people didn't interpret well. I'm just going to give you the answer for puzzle 1, and then we'll go through the clues on to why it equals the answer, right? So the answer for puzzle 1 is none other than Dave Filoni. So the first clip we see is Cad Bane walking out of his ship, and what does he do? He rubs the brim of the cowboy hat, and that's what I was trying to sell in this video. I left the speech about the clones afterwards, kind of, you got to throw it in a little diversion there. But it was supposed to be the emphasis on the cowboy hat, and our boy Dave, he is always wearing the cowboy hat. All right, clue number 2, from Rebels, the giant Lothwolf that Ezra sees, after Caleb dies, he starts seeing all these wolves. And if you've watched interviews with Dave in the past, he's always talked about his love for wolves and how he's always wanted to somehow integrate them into Star Wars. He got to do that in Rebels. And even, if you're really paying attention, in The Mandalorian, his call sign when he's a pilot is Trapper Wolf. It's clear this guy loves wolves. So the wolf clue was for Dave's love of wolves. This one is what I think the clue this is the one people focused in on. They thought this was more so clone related with the wolf pack, especially since the 3rd clue is a shot of Plo Koon. Obviously the Jedi who ran that group of clones. And the reason why Plo Koon's in here, yes, Dave has a love of wolves and all that stuff with Plo Koon, but Plo Koon is widely known as Dave's favorite Jedi. So that is basically why he's here. He is Dave's favorite. And now the final clue, and this is the one, if you got this clue, it made all the other 3 kind of fall in line, nice and easy to understand, is this clip from Rebels has nothing to do with clones. And everybody's guesses and answers were all about clones. So this was the clue they were obviously struggling to put together. Everyone's kind of logic was... the Rebel Phoenix squad worked with Rex and his buddies, obviously in the series, but they're not in this clip, right? This clip is all about Chopper. Chopper is the front and center of this clip, and this is a clip where Chopper has a lot of sounds he's making. So, if you know stuff about Dave Filoni, he is the voice actor behind Chopper. So if you were able to interpret this clip, Chopper being voiced by Dave, and then seeing Cowboy Hat, Wolf, Plo Koon, that should have cemented your thinking of Dave Filoni is the answer for this clip. So puzzle number 2 is book or comic, and the answer for this one is Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Now, let's hop into the clues. If you've never read this book or heard of this book, this puzzle was probably the hardest one of the 3. If you had heard of this one, I think it should have been the easiest of the 3. So let's break down the clues so we can see how we got there. First clue is the at shooting trees, just shooting trees. And what are those trees doing? They are splintering apart. Yes, I know that was probably the hardest clue of the 3 to get, but hey, that's a clue to help put it all together once you get the other 3. Clip number 2 is a shot of a xenomorph from Alien. Now this one threw people off because they immediately think that their mind goes straight to Alien. How's an alien involved in Star Wars? I found out by people guessing that there was actually a crossover comic or book between Alien and Darth Vader, which was interesting, and I'm definitely going to check out because I love the Alien franchise. But no, that is not what this clue is about. This is all about, again, the category is book or comic. The author of the novelization of Alien, Alan Dean Foster, is also the author of Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So that is why this clip is in there. Clue number 3 is young Han Solo on a battlefield with Imperial troops everywhere, everyone's screaming. So the clue to pull out of this particular clip is the planet they're on. This is the planet Mimbin, and this planet was first introduced in a Splinter of the Mind's Eye. So that, if you were able to, if you knew that what planet they were on in this, if you broke down this clip into, okay, does it have anything to do with Han Solo? And once you've exhausted that, maybe look at the Empire. And then, hopefully you would come around on the planet, and there's not a lot in Star Wars that uses this planet. So you could have potentially found your way to the book through this clip. And then the final clip, and again, I think this is the most giveaway one. Had you heard of the book? Darth Maul walking in the desert, just jabbering to himself all crazy. And he says, "My mind's eye," which is obviously a part of the title of the book, which pairs with Splinter from the first clue. So there you go. This is probably the hardest one of the 3, but I think it was gettable. All right, puzzle number 3. I thought this was the easiest one, but nobody was able to get it. The answer to this one is Wedge Antilles. So clip number 1 in this is a reverse from the other puzzles, where this one gives you the most to try to solve the puzzle on. There's a quote of Finn talking about now how amazing Poe Dameron is as a star pilot. So he doesn't know it's Poe Dameron. He's just saying that's one hell of a pilot. And that's your clue. The character in question is going to be a great pilot. All right, moving on. Second clip is Solo ripping down the streets on the planet Corellia. Now most people should know this is Corellia, and there are 2 famous pilots from the planet Corellia. One, obviously Han Solo, right in the clip. Would I make a puzzle with the actual person who's the answer in the clip? No, I wouldn't, but a lot of people thought this was Han. But yes, the clue for this clip is the planet Corellia. So again, great start, great pilot, planet Corellia. Han could be in the running, but as we go through these next couple clues, we'll see why Han falls out of the running. So clip 3 is a shot of TIE fighter pilots chasing that ship in Mando. The reason why the TIE pilot's here is obviously the person who is the answer, in this case it's Wedge, once worked for the Imperials or was part of the Empire. Yes, Han was too. Han wanted to be a pilot. We see Wedge in Rebels. He actually is already a pilot and a TIE pilot. So I think this clip leans more to Wedge of actually seeing him on screen as a TIE pilot. I could understand if you still thought this was Han in this clip. Moving on to the last clue. So clip 4 is a clue from Rogue One with the Rebels asking Bodhi what his call sign is. He's struggling to come up with it, and he says Rogue One. Now the clue from this one is the fact he says rogue as a call sign, which harkens to Rogue Squadron, which Wedge Antilles has led at multiple occasions. So this final clue with Rogue is the clue that should separate the rest of the clues, that it is in fact Wedge Antilles and not Han Solo for this answer. All right, so that wraps up the puzzles. If you played along with these, I hope you had fun. I hope they made sense. Let me know in the comments if you were close, or did the light bulb go off now and you understand it a little bit more, or am I completely out to lunch and made the lamest puzzles ever? Let me know. And I do have, I probably wrote another 10 of them. If there's enough interest, I'll put the rest out. So let me know in the comments if you want to see more. And until next time, peace out.